Do I think Hong Kong should revise its extradition law? I think for sure it is important. Hong Kong is an international city, is one of the great cities in the world. Every great city in the world has a strong extradition law. In order to keep Hong Kong as a safe place, as a place where we have the rule of law, where it could attract business people and people from around the world to come and visit Hong Kong and not have to worry, I think it's very, very important that we do pass the extradition law. I think we haven't had it since, well, for forever, and I think it's important that it gets passed as quickly as possible. What is my feeling when I read the news about the children's play that was going on in Lechko, games that were being played between pan-Democrats and pro-Beijing? I was very, very upset and very angry, because for future generations, for my children, my grandchildren, this is not how I expect Lechko to act. These are supposed to be educated people, some elected by the public, and these are people we're supposed to trust. And by playing these games, this is not a good lesson to teach our future generations. This is not, and these pictures, these stories get sent around the world. And why? For media, with many media and many politicians around the world, they don't care about Hong Kong. It's just good politics for their voters to say, oh, we're against this and we're anti-China and Hong Kong is now moving back to being taken over by China and Hong Kong is still a very, very free place. I have not seen changes. The changes I've seen since '97 have only been for the better. And I think that this is something that is really important for Hong Kong to move ahead. As I said earlier, the big problem we have is the housing problem. And that needs to be solved quickly so that everyone, like Singapore, 91% in Singapore own their own home. That is important for Hong Kong people. If we can own our own home, that's what the legislators should be talking about with the government, how to speed up the process so that we can house everyone and the schools, the children, everyone can be settled in their home. That is the future of Hong Kong. Extradition as the co-location will pass and that will move. So really, I urge the pan-Democrats and the pro-Beijing parties to sit down to see if there's any problems that you think are really, really not acceptable. Fine, then look at it in a rational manner. And if not, then go right to, if you can't sit down together, then the Bills Committee should be eliminated, and the rules say you can go right to the main body, and go to the main body, and let's move forward. We have bigger problems than this extradition treaty. So let's try to keep Hong Kong on the right track and moving forward so we can still maintain the great place, the great city that Hong Kong is, and solve everybody's problems. If the deadlock in Lechko continues, my suggestion is don't waste time. Deadlocks are only costing the people and Hong Kong more money and more loss of progressive bills that can be passed. My suggestion is bypass the Bills Committee and go right to the main body, and let's get this passed so we can move on to other business, how we can help Hong Kong citizens to have a better life. That's my suggestion. Don't waste too much time. Try your best to sit down and solve the problem. If you cannot, if it continues to be games with one another, then just move on. Hong Kong's judiciary and legal system, the thing that has been one of the strengths of Hong Kong is our independent judiciary and our independent legal system. This is something that is the most important part of Hong Kong. We have very, very good independent-minded judges. We have a legal system, that common law system that is one of the best in the world, and it's very fair. We've seen prosecutions over the years, and it's been very, very fair. And so, since even before 1997, but since 1997, I'm proud to say that the judiciary has not changed. That strength has maintained, and that's what's kept Hong Kong this great city that it's always been. The judiciary is very, very important, and I believe the judges independently, if someone gets extradited to either Macau or request for extradition for Macau or China, the judiciary will be the one to look at it and decide, yes, this is valid, or no, it's not. And I trust the judiciary very, very, very well. And I think that everyone else in Hong Kong probably feels the same way. Yes, you have a few people who don't, but they're not happy about anything. And it's time to get happy. I urge Hong Kong, be happy and trust.